In June 2011, the legislature passed and the governor signed House Bill 56, which is an Arizona-style immigration bill that was largely supported by the people of Alabama. And it has gone into effect, but has been stalled by the federal courts. Judge Blackburn, sitting on the federal bench, has temporarily halted the bill while she considers arguments both for and against it.
HB 56 includes provisions that say that harboring or shielding or transporting undocumented persons can constitute a criminal offense.
Almost immediately upon the publication of the bill, the group of bishops, Episcopal, Roman Catholic, Methodist bishops got together, and we were very clear that we wanted to challenge the law purely on religious freedom grounds.
It created some real issues for the churches, which have been ministering to immigrant persons over these years and tried to be places of welcome and hospitality as the scriptures command us to be and as our faith makes us want to be.
The key provision of the bill is that it provides penalties for employers who knowingly hire illegal immigrants. The only way to really force the federal government's hand to address these problems is for states to begin doing it one by one. We've got Alabamians out there, 10% of our state, desperately looking for work. We need to make sure that those available jobs go to them first. There are other provisions which relate to the transportation of illegal immigrants in furtherance of their unlawful presence.
The churches do transport people to church. We do transport people to the hospital. We do transport children by buses who go to some camps and other events the church has. So is that against the law? Is that a criminal act?
It's not illegal for a church to provide a ride to an undocumented alien to go to a retreat. And it's certainly not illegal to hold a foreign language church service at which people who happen to be illegal immigrants might attend.
Religion is not just about what we do on Sunday morning in worship. It's about how we live and how we love our neighbors, how we do justice and love mercy and walk humbly with God in our dealings with each other. The law, we believe, creates a climate of fear, and fear is never good for communities. One of our preschools has lost 50% of its children because the Hispanic families are afraid that they might be arrested for coming into the public.
One of our churches, we're advised by their attorneys in their church, you probably ought to stop these ministries, providing lunches for children and backpacks full of food and school supplies. Jesus, in many places, says that the test of our faith in Him is our reaching out in specific material ways to people who are hungry, to people who need clothing, to people who need housing, particularly reaching out to the very least of these, the children. And so we feel this is a mandate laid upon us by our Lord that is non-negotiable.
As a Christian and an active member of the United Methodist Church, I would not have voted for this bill if I thought it infringed on First Amendment rights at all. I think a lot of the provisions have been overblown. There's been a sort of reactionary response to the bill without fully understanding it. And every lawyer should understand that we're talking about criminal laws here.
Unfortunately, many of us Christians sat it out back in the 60s when we should have stepped up, when we should have protested the scores of racist, segregationist laws that were on the books in Alabama. We don't think that we're being overly dramatic in comparing this situation with some of the Jim Crow laws of racial segregation.
The notion that anybody who supports this bill is motivated by hatred or racism or anything else is just, it's so far beyond the pale, and it doesn't contribute to a healthy discourse on this subject.
You know, we're people under the law, and we have to be obedient to the laws, but laws have to reflect the morality of our community and of our culture. And the church needs to speak up on the side of what is right. And we believe that loving our neighbors as ourselves is the right way to live.